Hello Aries and welcome to Lunary Tarot. Today I'm going to be doing a bonus reading for the month of October. And yeah, let's get started. Okay. If this message resonates with you, please feel free to like and subscribe. If it does not, please feel free to check your other signs as well. Okay, Aries, the first thing that is coming through for you is that you have been going through some really rough patches in the past, and this can be in relationships and this can also be with regards to career. It's going to resonate for everyone differently, but there has been quite a few bumps in the road in the past and things you have been really struggling to let go of, and things that you have felt are almost unfair and just in a way that you felt you needed to balance the scales. And you've come to a point where you've let go of a lot of these thoughts and a lot of these feelings, and you've made peace with how things have come to an end, or how things turned out, or how things are turning out, even if it's not the way that you wanted it. But you have come to a place where you understand that everything that happens is meant to happen the way that it is. And you're realizing almost like you're running out of time. Like you're wasting your time. Maybe like what has happened has caused a major block for you in your career, in your money, or even in relationships, and is stopping you from moving on with someone new, or with even finding someone new. With someone new. And as you're letting go of what has happened, of the pain you've been through, you are moving into a part and a new direction in your life that is very much prime for new seeds, for you to grow things you've been sitting on. As it always feels like you've been very stagnant in a specific area or areas in your life, and in your stagnation you have come up with ideas, or you have already planted seeds, but now as you're moving out of that stuckness, you are more so able to really create what you desire. And that looks differently for everyone, right? So this could be a business you've been sitting on. This could be you actually going out there and maybe trying different hobbies and trying new things, or maybe going to the gym or something like that. Like it could be like something very small, but whatever this is that you've been sitting on, maybe even procrastinating on, as you're moving into the space where you can give more to it, you can water it, you can grow it, and you can plant even new seeds, newer seeds. This is how you're going to be stepping into your power. This is how you're going to be creating the balance within yourself, the balance to know when to give and when to take for yourself. And you're able to do so in a way that is healthy for you and healthy for whatever that it is that you're growing. What you've been going through has brought you a lot of awareness, and has brought you a lot of almost, the word I'm looking for, discernment is the word I'm looking for. It's brought you a lot of discernment to know when things are healthy and when things are not, and when it's best for you to, so I was just checking something on the camera, and when it's best for you to move on, and when it's best for you to give even more of yourself. But as you're stepping into this place of power and you're planting your seeds, you're nurturing them, you're growing something beautiful, something you've wanted for so long, this is how you open the door to so much more abundance, not only with regards to money, if this is a business or career-wise, but also spiritually, also the ability for you to know what's good for you and what's not, and to have those boundaries up. Yeah. To have boundaries up with yourself and with others with regards to what you can take, how much of it you can take, in like a space of, like, let's say work, like not overworking yourself. Maybe that's something, maybe burnout is something you've struggled with in the past. Or if you're in a relationship where it's almost like toxic to the point that it consumes you or something along those lines, there's definitely been a lot of lessons around how not to let that happen. And that's something that you're stepping into, is just getting that space and knowing what's good for you and what's not, and protecting yourself against the things, or protecting yourself from being in a situation that's not good for you. Yeah, as you let go of whatever this was in the past and you move on to something new, something beautiful, there is so much waiting for you, and almost to the point where you're going to be feeling overwhelmed with decisions, overwhelmed with options. This could be options in love. This could be you wanting to do several different careers or businesses or anything along those lines. And Spirit is saying that you need to take some time before you just rush into things, but also at the same time not staying stagnant. So you're like thinking about it, you're creating that balance, what's going to be best for you in the long run, not just in the short term. And then you're like getting the perspective that you need, taking some time separately for yourself and to see if this is really something you want to do. Maybe starting to build out the business and then realizing, I don't really like this, I don't like the direction that it's going in, or maybe I don't really want to fulfill this. Like if it's a service-based thing, maybe you don't actually want to fulfill it and you realize that like halfway and like maybe I don't really want to do this. Then Spirit is saying it's okay for you to allow it to fall apart. It's okay for you to see a different perspective of it, and it's not bad, and it's not something that's going to set you back, even though it feels like it's going to. It's not. It was meant to happen that way because you were meant to learn something from it. Yeah. To take your time instead of just going for everything at once, or going for something that feels good in the moment and then later you're realizing that it's not. So Spirit's saying to be aware of that, to have some balance and some boundaries with yourself. Yeah, with the Tower. Be okay with things not working out exactly the way that you want them to. The Tower moments that have happened in the past, like maybe you've tried multiple businesses, maybe you've tried multiple careers and you're struggling with burnout, maybe relationships have failed, right? However, this is resonating for you at this time. Spirit is saying, allow them to fall apart, allow them to be what they are, and then pick yourself back up and go at it again. And that's like really, like, yeah, it's not very nice advice at the moment, but it is, like, in the long run, it is what's best. And to just let things fall apart if they're meant to, because if you're going to hold on to them, it's just going to be hurting you more. So if you have built something, because this is coming up more in the past energy, and it hasn't worked out because you were meant to learn boundaries, you were meant to learn lessons that's going to bring you to a place where you are able to accept opportunities and be able to see opportunities before other people do. So let's say if you're wanting to start a business and you know of a gap in an industry that other people are maybe not covering, well, there's your way in. Yeah. Yeah, you've definitely been, you might not even be aware of some of the opportunities that is in front of you. Some of the opportunities that are literally basically begging for you to take them. Like if this is ideas, business ideas, or even if it's like people that are interested in you, you might not even be aware of this. Or even if you are aware of this, you're sort of closing yourself off from it as a way to protect yourself because you have so much fear and anxiety around getting too passionate, getting too interested, getting in too deep with someone, and then having it fall apart. We're getting too deep into a business and getting too invested into it, and it falls apart and it just isn't working. Okay. Okay, with the lovers here, the lovers can represent a decision as well. A decision to stay stuck or the decision to move forward. Because the man is looking at the woman and he's looking at her body and the more physical, tangible things in life. Like that's what that's supposed to that's what it represents. And the woman is looking up to spirit and to the spiritual, to the emotional side of things. And like you might be feeling almost like you have to choose in a way between your career and love, or between your spirituality and your career. If your career isn't very isn't very open-minded, like the people that you're working with, things like that. And you might be, a part of you might still be holding on to what has been and what could have been. And even with the High Priestess here, because this might be love. If this is love that you've been sitting on, or like something that someone has come in to your life, or you're sort of almost scared that someone's going to be coming into your life because you're scared of you're scared of it failing. Is basically like you'd rather not be aware of it, or you'd rather not really act on it out of fear that things are going to fall apart. But if this is a relationship, if this is something that you've been manifesting or hoping for, don't hold on too tightly to it. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it become your whole life, right? Have some healthy boundaries, but know that it is going to be moving forward. It is going to be moving forward, but it might not end up exactly in the way that you wanted it to. But if someone has come in recently, what I'm getting here also is that someone could be a catalyst for you to move forward in certain areas of your life that you've been very stagnant in. Okay. And last message. Okay, so the bottom deck energy is ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. Now is the perfect time for you to take action to create what it is that you're desiring to create, and not to let the fear of what might happen hold you back. Watch your thoughts. It's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. Of course, suppressing your thoughts, your emotions are not a good thing, and you should not be doing that. It is important to not feed into the things that bring you fear. and to be aware of where your mind goes, because don't follow the rabbit in your mind, right? Focus on what's in front of you, focus on what's real, focus on trusting yourself and your intuition and your instincts, especially with the High Priestess here. Trust yourself, trust your instincts. If you feel like something is up, right? So just be aware of that. And the last message, treasure chest, an unforeseen windfall of new abundance comes to you now, which is quite ironic because it's right next to material and spiritual prosperity. Whatever, if this is someone new that's helping you break out of past, like shells and almost feeling like you're stuck, like them being the catalyst or them helping you in some shape or form, this is going to bring a lot of abundance towards you, because it feels like you've been really manifesting it in the background, and you finally almost focusing on someone else takes the pressure off of the money, and it takes the pressure off of the business, if that makes sense. Like, because sometimes when you're focusing a lot on business and money, you might meet someone really great, right? It's like, it's all about where you're putting in your energy, and if you're just letting go a little bit, or you're not maybe focusing on that area, the energy flows much easier because you're not trying to throttle it by constantly like thinking about it and stuff like that. So yeah. But anyways, thank you so much for being here, Aries. This is all I got for you. But yeah, thank you. Bye.